Pee pee poo poo check. Pee pee poo poo check. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Whoop, forgot to open chat. Sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all. What's up, guys? Give me a second. Let me make an announcement here. Whoops. All right, I'm gonna say this right now, just in case anybody comes to the stream and tries to act all entitled. If you don't want to sit through me yapping and hanging out with my chatters, get the fuck off the VOD. If I see one more comment of somebody being like, complaining that I'm literally live streaming this and having fun with my chat, I'm going to lose it. I don't know if you guys are in stream gang, but I fucking, or I guess yeast gang, I fucking blew up on some asshole in the comments being like, why do you always talk so much? Why can't you just shut the fuck up? Shut the actual fuck up. You want just the Reddit stories? Fine. Go to the edited videos. That's fine. Don't come into the comments of my videos of my live stream VODs complaining about some dumb shit, bro. Complaining about some dumb shit. I low key, I might just block the next person that fucks around, you know? It's just stupid and entitled. It's stupid and entitled. This goes for any creator, bro. You go to a creator's video and you're like, you should be doing this. Shut the actual fuck up, bro. Listen, y'all. I love entertaining y'all. I love making my silly little videos for you guys. That being said, this is my fucking channel and I'm going to do what I want on it, all right? I might just start uploading videos of me fucking eating toast and saying nothing. And you know what? I can do that because it's my channel. You don't like it? Don't watch. Don't fucking... But don't go into my comments and start complaining like a little baby. All right? Saying that at the beginning, bro. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired... Like, because it happens a lot. People go into the comments of my VODs and start complaining, bro. Stop complaining. Just don't watch the VOD. Like, actually shut the fuck up. All right. Had to get that out of the way right at the beginning because if somebody comes in here, they'll hear it right off the rip, bro. They'll hear it right off the rip. All right, guys. Let me say hi to everybody. Cheap Hill, welcome to the stream. Sync, welcome to the stream. Rozzy Borealis, welcome to the stream. Lesbian Wolf, welcome, welcome, welcome. Catbread, Wolfman, Melancholia, Asian Fury. Welcome to the stream, guys. Siru B, welcome to the stream. Althea, welcome to the stream. Marmon Nodes, welcome to the stream. Sarah K. the Gay, welcome to the stream. Praise, welcome to the stream. Zito, always good to see you. Rebecca, Skelly PNG, Veronica, Miss Blue Rose, hello, hello, hello. Tabby, thank you so much for resubscribing for 6 months at tier 1. Been subscribed for 4 months. Tabby said, yep, I appreciate you, Tabby. Thank you for supporting me always, both by watching and monetarily. I appreciate you. You were missed in yesterday's stream, by the way. I don't know if you went and watched the VOD, but we were like, where's Tabby? Where's Home Skilly Vanilli Tabby? Real quick, by the way, guys, Seth F. Richards resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1 yesterday after the stream. They've been subscribed for 2 months, and they said therapists are for everyone. I agree. Seth, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate you. Where am I? Papillon Beauty, welcome to the stream. Ammo, welcome to the stream. Livy, welcome to the stream. Sammy, welcome to the stream. Roadkill, welcome to the stream. Frog. Hey, Sammy came over to the Twitch too. Sammy, you get 2 hellos. Welcome to the stream, guys. Mime, welcome to the stream. Mbem, did you do your skincare after the shower? I did. I just put on my lotion. Because I already did my skincare this morning. Jalen, welcome to the stream. Evil Sarby, thanks for coming through and dropping a super chat once again for 666. I feel like that's a threat, but I appreciate you donating to the stream. Gray, welcome to the stream. Bucket the Cow, always good to see you. I was just watching the video. I appreciate you. Gitter, welcome to the stream. Lee, welcome to the stream. The one and only, welcome to the stream. Theo! A wild Theo appears. Hi, big man. Hey, Theo. Thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate ya. Good to see you. I feel like you haven't been in here in a while. Yeast Theo, too. Kind of rips. Cricket and Clover, welcome to the stream. Anoush, welcome to the stream. Katana, welcome to the stream. Tails Lover, welcome to the stream. Anna, welcome to the stream. 10G, welcome. Small Floofball, welcome to the stream. Oh, shit. I lost my spot. Where was I? Oh, there we go. Nicole, welcome to the stream. Love Music 959, welcome to the stream. Trinidaddy, welcome to the stream. Cuttlefish, welcome to the stream. River May, I feel like, did I say hi to you? I'm gonna miss you. Welcome to the stream if I didn't. Gabby, welcome to the stream. Killer Lady, welcome. Deadly Doll, always good to see ya. Blaze, welcome to the stream. Ramona, welcome to the stream. Hubba Bubba Bubbalicious. Dude, y'all don't know about fucking Hubba Bubba, chat. Welcome to the stream. Sammy, welcome to the stream. Daniela, welcome to the stream. Holly Bells, welcome to the stream. Monstar, welcome to the stream. Kubine, always good to see ya. Mari Daff, hello, welcome to the stream. Charles Yeast, good to see ya. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Roadkill, welcome to the stream. Do we got 2 roadkills in here, or is that the same person? Ludi, welcome to the stream. Okay, I think I got everybody. Chat. Mari Daff, thank you for subscribing with Prime. They've been subscribed for 2 months. I appreciate you. Making Daddy Bezos pay. I appreciate you. Thank you for making Daddy Bezos pay. Supporting a streamer. Guys, make sure to check for a Prime sub. It doesn't have to go to me. It can go to a streamer of your choice, but you definitely want to cut into those Daddy Bezos profits. Lettuce, welcome to the stream. I'm sure you typed something else. First stream watcher, many time YouTube watcher. I appreciate you. Thanks for making it over to a stream. I'm glad you guys come over here. Roadkill, that makes sense. Thanks for going over to the YouTube. Guys, if you're on the YouTube, make sure to like up the stream, okay, chat? We got 56 viewers, but only 26 likes. I feel like we could get that to 40, y'all. Oh my goodness, more people to say hi to. Tyann, resubscribe with Prime. They've been subscribed for 3 months, making Daddy Bezos pay for another month. Shout out Tyann. Tyann, thank you for using your Prime sub on me. Gender Ghost, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, Gender Ghost. I forgot you. It's because you're so stinky. Maddie, welcome to the stream. Taylor, welcome to the stream. Oh no, what did I miss? Cat Shepherd, hi, am I late? No, you're right on time, Cat. You are right on time. Gabriesta, welcome to the stream. Hello, Yeasters. Where are my Yeasters at? I need floor time in this hospital. You're in the hospital right now, Gender Ghost? Cassie, welcome to the stream. What is Asian Fury oh my godding about? What did we do? Hey, Gray the Gay, welcome to the Bean support group. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the subscription, the membership on YouTube. Guys, just a heads up. I have different membership tiers. Look into what each of them do, but if you sign up for the top tier, you get early access to videos and such. Joe, welcome to the stream. Turtle Duck, welcome to the stream. I was watching you on YouTube when I saw you were live. Let's go. Thanks for coming on over, Turtle Duck. I appreciate you. You guys like the I am Tate quote? Mario, welcome to the stream. Oh, you calling Gender Ghost stinky? Yeah, bro. I gotta let them know. Gotta let Gender Ghost know. Do you like South Park? Yeah, it's all right. I haven't watched South Park in a long time. Tabby, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Beans is so chill in the back. Oh, yeah, he is. Bro's just chilling. Should we get a Beans cam chat? Oh, that's a chilly boy. We were just playing. Honestly, I was going to start stream earlier, but then Beans was being all active. So I was playing with him for a bit. He's probably a little bit tired. I was making him jump for his little toy and shit. There's the baby boy. I think he has his eyes closed. Oh, no, they're not closed. Oh, no, now they are. He just an EP guy. I was giving him a workout, chat. I was making him jump around and shit. He was amped up today. He was amped up. Are you Black Veil Brides fan? I mean, I haven't listened to them in a while, but I used to listen to them when I was a kid. Tabby, we will eagerly await your return. Mickey, welcome to the stream. I would give some subs today, but I just got 2 more concert tickets. No worries. No worries. I totally get it. What concerts you going to, Bucket? We had a concert. We were talking concerts yesterday. Marmonodes, I have made a video on r/traumatizing them back. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really enjoy that thread. At least the couple times that I have streamed it, it feels like a and then everybody clapped type of threat, like, you know, Reddit or type of stories, and those just feel a little corny to me. Like, I remember recording and editing that video. It just felt really corny. And I just don't think that's my avenue. I don't think that's my avenue. The stories weren't bad by any means. I just think there are better threads for me to react to that I will enjoy more. And I think if I don't enjoy it, it very much shows. Dominican, welcome to the stream. Can you show us his favorite toy? Yeah. Well, okay, he has a couple. This is the one that I just got these for him. Oh, he's activated. Y'all see that? Oh, no, my chair might have been in the way, but look, he's looking. So it's just a wand toy, and then it has the little, he loves these things, bro. He is such a little slut for these. He loves chasing these. So I think this was like $10 on Amazon, y'all. I should add it. I actually, in the description, I have some of like his favorite toys and stuff linked for an Amazon affiliate link. I genuinely have zero clue if that's ever panned out. I just made it because a buddy of mine told me I should make it. But I should add this. It's like $10 on Amazon. It comes with like 5 of these, and then it comes with 2 wands, 5 of these like little, I don't even know what these are called. And then it also comes with the fly. Here, I can. Bro, he's looking like look at him. Look at him. Bro is so. He's so into it. Ooh. Oh, let me do it like this. Yeah. This is so cruel. But it's like the fly ones. Beans also likes these. They're just a little bit harder to like get his attention on them. But he also likes the colorful feathers. But it comes with like 5 of each. Like for $10, pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good. Yeah, look at him, bro. Oh no, he's not wired in anymore. He like Beans, because like, okay, don't be like, oh, you didn't play with him enough. I did. I promise you I did. He does this thing where like he'll stop playing, like he'll just lay down and he's done. But then he'll still kind of act like he still wants to play. But he doesn't want to play. He wants to see me wave it around for him so he can just watch. He's so funny. He's so funny, bro. Hold on, I'm missing a couple of subs here. Hold on. Sentient Blood Mist, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Cutting into those Daddy Bezos profits, I appreciate you. Thank you for following and then subscribing with Prime. I appreciate you. Bucket the Cow, thank you for the 10 bits. Theo, thank you again for another $5. I'm never living down coining Sarbeast. You did. You actually did coin Sarbeast. I gotta give that to you. Untamed. Oh, fuck. Dude, I hate that this software does that. It's so annoying. Untamed Topic, welcome to the stream. Tyann, I thought I said hi to you already. Or no, maybe I just thanked you because you subscribed with Prime. I was gonna say, I was like, there's no way that's your first words. Sinomiro, welcome to the stream. Nora, welcome to the stream. Yui Sean, welcome to the stream. Mrs. Sakovic, always good to see you again. Curly Fry of Doom, welcome to the stream. Not important, welcome to the stream. Lobster Eyes, good to see you, bro. Thanks for popping in. Lobster, are you still streaming? Shit. Woof, always good to see you, Woof. For reals, I try playing with them with the laser pointer, but most of the time they're just looking at it. Oh no, Jenner Ghost, I didn't see. What? Why are you in the hospital? What happened? Wait, you didn't say that. I mean, you don't have to say it here in chat, Jenner Ghost, but send me an update. I hope you're okay. Breeze Destroyer, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I try not to play with, I've never played with a laser pointer with beans because I've heard it's not good for your cat because they don't get the like satisfaction of like catching something. But I will say Beans is probably one of the weirdest cats when it comes to like playing with shit. He like, yeah, he just like, I don't even know how to explain it, chat. Like he'll like get really excited and like chase after stuff, but then when he like comes up to it, he doesn't attack it. He just kind of like goes up to it, maybe grabs it. Sometimes he'll like flop onto his back, and then what he wants me to do with the toy is like run it across his stomach, and then he'll like start grabbing it, trying to bite it. But he never really like gets his anger completely out on it. Like usually after he does that, he kind of just like stops and then gets bored of it. Oh, damn, Lobster. No way. I'm sorry to hear about that, man. Damn. That does not sound fun. Oh, my contract job was ending tomorrow anyway. Got it. Well, hopefully the career switch will go well. Never hurts to get into finance. I also never get my anger completely out. It causes OCD. Cats can get OCD? I didn't fucking know that. Beans might be broken and you might need to put them in rice. Ah. I'm already Asian. He already probably thinks I'm gonna eat him. I probably shouldn't put him in rice. Sorry, I had to do it. Okay. Beans is toxic, honestly, Cervello. Welcome to the stream. Alana, welcome to the stream. Lost in Fire, welcome to the stream. Rhea, welcome to the stream. Put yourself in timeout. How's Kathy doing? She's doing pretty good. She tried calling me at like 10 p.m. last night when I was in bed. I was like, Kathy, I'm not. Unless it's an emergency, I need to go to bed. Oh, well, separation anxiety makes a lot of sense. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but I just cracked the fuck out of my neck. I like stretching like right along here. Feels so good, bro. Naira, welcome to the stream. It's because it causes frustration because they can't finish the catch and messes with their prey drive. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because cats operate on like a eat, sleep, groom, prey or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Like, Theo, thank you for the $5 dono. I find it worse because I'm also Asian and I made the rice joke. So basically, you're a bad person, Theo. No, you're good. You're good. I had to throw it up there. Yeah, eat, sleep, groom, hunt. That's what it is. Not pray. Yeah, bro's just praying. Look at him, dude. He just chilling. He just straight chilling. Look at the guy. Look at this sweet handsome man. He just handsoming and sweeting, bro. Look at him. Look at him. I love him so much, dude. Bro's just eeping. Bro just chilling. Bro, some people miss the yeast lore. Some people miss the yeast lore. That's crazy. Reest Puff, welcome to the stream. Guys, if you need to catch up on the yeast lore, chat. If y'all need to catch up on the yeast lore, I think there's a VOD called The Yeastening. Yeah, right here. This one. If you need the yeast lore, this is where you can get it. Obviously, stay here for the stream. Please, 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 please. But if you want to catch up on the yeast lore, it's in this VOD right here. I need to change the thumbnails on these like after I stream so that they're not all exactly the same. That takes so much work. Oh, okay. All right, guys. Honestly, y'all, I kind of want to just go straight in the readings right now. We got a lot of stories to read. I have to end this stream sometime between 5 and 5:30. So the sooner we get into reads, the more stories we can do, chat. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Alana, thank you for the $5 donation. Sending my paycheck little by little. Alana, I appreciate the monetary support. Please make sure you're paying your bills. Make sure you're able to get yourself some sweet treats. But thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the whatchamacallit, the support. Oh, almost forgot to like the YouTube. Hey, guys, follow in Wolf's feet, all right? Follow in Wolf's steps. We got 69 viewers, 47 likes. I feel like we can get that up to like 55, chat. All right? Like up the stream. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not following on Twitch, make sure to follow. And no matter where you're at, turn on the post noties. All right, guys? Okay, so here is the vibe, chat. Actually, let me switch back to this screen. So we got 3 Best of Redditor updates still going. I think this one's a little bit long, not insanely long. This one's pretty short. And then this one is half long. Not really. It's really only a story and then an update. So we're going to clear these stories. And then I looked in, am I the a-hole? Would I be the a-hole public? Which I think the point of this chat is to try to weed out fake stories from throwaway accounts. I think that's what this is, which is honestly way more interesting. So we're going to take a stab at this thread. I have 12 stories, I believe. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yep, I have 12 stories for this thread that we're going to read, but we have to finish up these ones so I can send them to my editor. All right? That sound like a plan, y'all? Y'all fucks with it like that? Y'all fucks with it like that? I always manage to miss the notifications. I mean, you're in the Discord though, right? Lost in Fire. I would just make sure you're in the Discord and have Discord notifications on. I will always make an update or make an announcement in the Discord. Don't you worry, chat. There will always be a Discord announcement for y'all. Okay, guys, let's fucking do the thing, chat. Let us do the thing. I think that my girlfriend is only with me because she can't be with her best friend. Should I just end the relationship? We have a 29 male OP, 26 female girlfriend, 26 male best friend, and we also have a new update. Originally posted in r/relationship advice. Original post November 8th, 2023. I've been with my girlfriend Jordan for a little over 2 years. We live together and we have 2 cats. Up until this weekend, I genuinely thought everything was perfect in our relationship, which I know is what everyone says in these posts, but I really was thinking that I was going to ask her to marry me sometime in the next year. We don't ever get into arguments. Jordan is very sweet and easygoing, and normally we just mesh well on everything. Honestly, if everything in our relationship hadn't been so good up until now, I probably would have just broken up with her this weekend. But because things have truly been so perfect, I'm not sure if maybe I'm jumping to the wrong conclusion about what to do because my feelings got hurt. The other person who's important in this story is Jordan's friend, Mark. She's known Mark for their whole lives because they both grew up in the same small religious community. Jordan isn't part of the religion anymore. She decided to leave the church when she was, I think, 19 and moved to the state that we live in now. Mark is still in the religion and apparently takes it really seriously. I'm told he now works for the church back in Jordan's hometown. Putting money on it, chat, it has to be Mormonism. Only Mormonism is it really that important to kind of note that she decided to leave the church. It had it. Maybe Jehovah's Witness too, but I'm putting it on Mormonism. Also, as far as I know, Mark is the only person from the religious community that Jordan still talks to besides her parents, which I'm mentioning because I now think it could be a red flag. So on Saturday, I met Mark for the first time because he was in our city and Jordan wanted us all to have dinner together. At this point, I will admit that when we were first dating and I found out that Jordan had a best friend who was a guy I didn't really like it, especially because it seemed like they were on FaceTime with each other a lot. But since it was a childhood friend and they mostly didn't see each other in person, I just trusted Jordan that Mark was only a friend and didn't let it bother me, and eventually I got over it. So when we were going to dinner, I wasn't jealous or suspicious of Mark at all. If anything, I was somewhat excited to finally be meeting him since I've been hearing about him for 2 years. But then the way Jordan and Mark acted at dinner is what convinced me that there's something going on there other than just being best friends. I honestly don't even know how to describe it, except to say that I've never seen 2 people act more obviously like they were in love with each other. They literally would not stop touching each other. They were constantly touching each other's arms and shoulders, and at some points, they were actually even holding hands. They completely left me out of the conversation and were laughing about inside jokes, and every time they'd laugh, they'd just do this thing where they put their foreheads together, or that was when they'd be holding hands. And then also, they were just looking at each other in a way that I didn't feel comfortable with at all. It was honestly even worse than the touching. It just wasn't how anyone would look at somebody they're supposedly just friends with. I'm 100% sure that every stranger looking at our table thought that Jordan and Mark were the couple and that I was her brother or something. I felt like a third wheel the whole time, and Jordan didn't even notice how awkward she was making it for me because she was way too focused on Mark and all the attention she was getting from him. And that's really not like Jordan at all. Usually she's a lot more considerate and would notice immediately if I wasn't having a good time or if she was accidentally being rude and excluding someone at the table. So it was genuinely really jarring to be sitting there with her and Mark and basically feeling like I didn't know my girlfriend at all. It was like he turned her into a completely different person who didn't even care that I was alive. So finally, at one point, when Jordan got up to go to the bathroom, I just said to Mark, "So are you into my girl or what's going on here?" Mark replies, "Nothing's going on at all. That ship sailed a long time ago." OP responded to that saying, "What does that mean? Did you guys date at some point?" Mark replies, "No, we never did. And then when she left the church, we both knew it meant that we were never going to. And we've accepted being in each other's lives as friends. There's nothing else going on at all." OP responded, "That makes it sound like the only reason you're not together is because she left the church." To which Mark shrugged at. OP then said, "Well, what if she came back to the church? Would you marry her?" Mark replies to that, "Oh, she's not going to do that. You might as well ask what would happen if a bicycle had 6 tires." And so then when Jordan came back to the table, Mark said to her, "OP wants to know if we'd be married if you weren't a godless heathen." To which Jordan replies, "Why? Did you call..." Jordan then replied to that saying, "Why? Did you two call your mom while I was gone?" And then she and Mark both just laughed about it and changed the subject. Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, this is so fucking weird, chat. That whole interaction is just screaming red flags. I mean, if this shit wasn't already, him confronting it and it going like this is just red flag city. The capital of red flag, dare I say. So because of dinner and that conversation and everything else that I've written about in this post, I really feel like Jordan and Mark are in love with each other and not just best friends like they say. And the only reason they aren't together is because they can't compromise about their religion. I think Jordan thinks that because she's okay with that decision, she expects me to be okay with her. She expects me to be okay with being her second choice, and in the meantime, she's actually secretly waiting to be with Mark. So that makes me think that I should probably obviously just have self-respect and break up with her because I shouldn't be in a relationship with someone who would rather be with someone else. But then the problem for me is that our relationship has been so perfect, and Jordan has always treated me so well except for this one night. The only time she's ever acted like this was on one occasion that Mark was around in person. Oh, sorry. The only time she's ever acted like this was on the one occasion that Mark was around in person. Normally, even when she's talking to him all the time, she's never made me feel this way. So on the one hand, I'm wondering if maybe it doesn't matter what Jordan's feelings are for Mark, as long as he isn't going to be around, it doesn't actually seem to affect our relationship. So maybe I just need to cool off and go back to trusting her that they are indeed only friends, even if it seems to be true that they are indeed only friends, even if it seems to be true that they have complicated feelings for each other. Or should I just end things? Y'all, I'm pro end things. I think this is fucking weird. I do think it's a self-respect thing. Like, do you really... I think it's disrespectful to yourself to stick with somebody who clearly would choose someone else over you. You know? Also, it's just disrespectful to act like this in front of your partner. To still have somebody in your life that you clearly have feelings for. Like, dude, do you really want to go through... Like, dude, do you really want to stay with her and potentially marry her, but still always be thinking in the back of my head, like, oh, if this dude Mark just one day decides, I'm going to leave the church. Or your wife for some reason goes, you know what? I'm going to join the church again. Like, do you really want to go through life being like, well, is she going to fucking leave me for this Mark guy? Yeah, don't get me wrong. That sucks that up until this point, your relationship has been great, but I would argue that your relationship is nowhere near perfect if she is acting like this with another guy. Break up immediately. Cut that shit off. You do not need that in your life. There's no scenario in my head after seeing this that you can continue this relationship without this bleeding into the relationship. Beans is working hard today. Yeah, look at him. Look at him working so fucking hard, chat. Bro is just the hardest worker that ever worked. Look at my little hardworking boy, bro. He's so silly. Oh shit, I totally did forget to turn off the music. Damn it. Thank you guys. That's all right. It's not the end of the world. Jivka will notice and then, well, actually it'll be me. Never mind. It'll be me. I just need to remember not to add music in this section. He does work hard for the money, bro. He's the hardest working money boy. Damn, okay, this might be a hot take, but I do think the boyfriend is overreacting. It seems like she has a trauma-bonded friendship with him. When they said that ship has sailed, it feels like that meant that they assumed they'd end up together because their parents pressured it, but it just wasn't going to happen. Okay, so I see what you're saying, Sarah, but just no. Like, I don't agree with this because of the way that they're acting at dinner. You should never be holding hands with another man who you clearly had feelings for previously. Like, y'all, I want y'all to think about that, all right? I want y'all to think about if your partner is holding hands with another girl at a dinner with you and making you, their partner, feel like the third wheel. That's not okay. That is not okay at all. All right. I also think, chat, I'll fucking say it. If the genders were reversed here, we would be so much more mad. I'll say it. I don't even think anyone would have said what Sarah said. And Sarah, I'm not blaming you, by the way. I'm not blaming you at all. I'm just saying in general, everybody has a little bit of gender bias, whether it's more about just like having your brain corrected. I genuinely believe, chat, we would be so much harder on this person if OP was a girl and the guy, like the dude pulling some shit, or the Jordan, if Jordan was a guy and Mark was a girl. Like, we would totally think of this differently. Like, Sarah, you might be right. Either way, I think that type of behavior is extremely unacceptable in front of your partner or not. You know, you should not be holding hands with another man. Like, that's actually kind of crazy to me. I think that's probably the most disrespectful part too. It's one thing if you're friends with someone who you previously had feelings with, but it's another thing if your partner feels the way that OP is feeling. Like, the way that OP is feeling is not okay. I think that's the root of it, and I think that his feelings are extremely valid. Yeah, Gabby, I think it is just disrespectful. So you're saying sterilize the girlfriend? Nah, I mean, she isn't. Listen, I think the girlfriend is just like incredibly unself-aware. You know? Like, I think people do this a lot where they go out and they like get together with somebody even though they're not over somebody else prior because they haven't done the healing. They just think like, oh, if I replace the hole, then I'll be good. I'll be fine. But clearly, like, the hole is not filled for this person, you know? Like, I do think you need to be with somebody who, like, any previous ex that you can think of You can be like, oh, dude, like, fuck that person. I choose this person over them every single time. And you should also kind of want, like, I also think it's a little bit of a respect thing to be like, hey, I'm not going to put my partner in an uncomfortable situation that involves my ex. Like, I totally understand being friends with exes and having them kind of in your lives, but in your life, the way that Mark is in Jordan's life is completely inappropriate. I don't think anybody would be okay with this. And if you are, you need to reevaluate. As a woman, I wouldn't care about this in the scenario if this was my partner and wouldn't consider breaking up without a private conversation. It feels like the girlfriend really wasn't aware that it could be read into like that because she doesn't even view that friend as an option. Here's the thing. You could be right. I still don't think, like, I think everybody should be mad at this scenario. Like, if anything, that's just an even bigger ick to me. If the girlfriend really wasn't aware that it could be read into it like that, you're holding hands with him and pressing your forehead against his forehead. Sarah, I appreciate you sharing your opinion. And, like, honestly, good for you that you wouldn't let jealousy get in the way. But I think there are, chat, I think there are good types of jealousy. I think you feel jealous for a good reason sometimes. And this seems like a very good reason. You know? Like, sometimes you're just jealous because, like, I don't know, like your partner is going somewhere and there's another woman there that he, you know, that maybe is like shown interest in him, but like it really comes down to being like, okay, I trust my partner. He won't do anything. He's good, whatever. There are some, but if they were holding hands and touching foreheads, I think that jealousy is totally merited and you should do something about it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more no assholes here on this one. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think the girlfriend is such an asshole. Like I said, y'all, I feel like we would be castrating we would be castrating Jordan if it was a man. Hey, no worries, Seraden. Welcome to the stream. Kid, welcome to the stream. Smoky Courts, welcome to the stream. Good to have you guys. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Rebecca, welcome to the stream. Is there an update? Yeah. Yeah, yo. I mean, I really do think, chat, I feel like we'd be going so much harder if Jordan was a guy. I don't know. It kind of surprises me that you guys are like, some of you guys are like, oh, no a-holes, or like, I could see how holding someone else's hand is okay. I don't. I do not see that. And I don't know, maybe that just speaks for like what I want in a relationship. Like, I find that extremely uncomfortable and I would be incredibly upset at something like that. I just don't think that's at all ever appropriate. So, let's just go to the update though, guys. Let's see what happens. Okay. I think there's 2 updates on this too, so we're chilling. All right. Update November 10th, 2023, about 2 days after the original post. Okay. I talked to Jordan on Wednesday night. There's a TLDR, but I don't want to read that. When we talked, I decided to take the main piece of advice that I got from everyone and start by telling Jordan that my feelings were hurt by the way she treated me at dinner with Mark, and then see how the conversation went from there. It turned into a very long talk, so I don't want to try to remember exact quotes and get them wrong, but here are the important things. I repeated to Jordan some of what I wrote in that post and said that I felt excluded by her and Mark, especially because they were being overly touchy-feely with each other to the point where it made me uncomfortable. Jordan seemed surprised, like she didn't even notice that she and Mark were touching each other that much. But then she thought about it and said that I was right and apologized. She said that Mark is always really touchy with everybody and not just her. I asked, and so she didn't even think about it, but that she wished I would have said something at the time because she didn't realize they were being that obnoxious. I said that was part of what bothered me because I thought that normally she would have noticed something like that, but she was acting so different around Mark and not paying any attention to anything else, including how I was feeling. That it was honestly... Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Sorry, he really types in long run-on sentences. But she was acting so different around Mark and not paying any attention to anything else, including how I was feeling, that it honestly made me just question which one of us she cared about more, or if she cared about him as more than just a friend. Jordan apologized more and said that she could understand why it would look that way to me, but that she loves me and cares more about me than anyone else in the world, and that she didn't mean to act like that or make me feel that way. She said that she was trying to not make Mark feel like a third wheel because of being a single guy out with a couple, but obviously it backfired and just made me feel like the third wheel instead, which wasn't what she wanted to do either. After that, Jordan explained a lot to me about her history with Mark, and basically as she explained it, she said that she fully admits she cares about him as more than just a normal friend, but she says that it's not in a romantic way. She said that's why she always specifically refers to him as her best friend, and not just as her friend, and said that she would use the phrase, "he's like my brother," if it weren't for the fact that she once had an actual brother. If it weren't for the fact that she once had an actual brother, RIP. So she won't use that phrasing for anyone else. Okay, sure, but that's not how you act with a brother. Yeah, like, y'all, listen, I've held my siblings' hands as like a joke as an adult or something like that, or just as like a quick little like reassuring squeeze of the hand. I could not imagine like holding my sibling's hand honestly longer than 10 to 15 seconds, but I'll say 30 to be safe, because maybe there's some siblings out there that do. Touching foreheads together while they're laughing? No. Fucking never. Never. And I am close as shit with my siblings, y'all. I am close. Hug? Sure. Everybody loves a nice little reassuring hug. You know, like even like a, you know, when they're tired, just like putting their head on your shoulder, you know, just so they can rest for a second. Fine. Fine. That's fine to me. Foreheads together. Lips inches apart from each other? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Just big no to that. I'm not saying that maybe she doesn't. Who knows? Maybe she does really feel like he's just a brother, but either she doesn't know the boundaries around having a brother or she's lying. Jay, thank you for the 1 gifted community sub. I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm reading, so I don't see stuff. But whoever got the gifted sub, make sure you're saying thank you, all right? We have good manners in chat. Okay, best friend, I'll just RIP, won't use that phrase. According to Jordan, the main thing that happened to make her and Mark so close was that when she was 17, she tried to K-word herself, and that was actually when everyone else in the community stopped talking to her, and Mark was the only person who didn't. For the next couple of years until she moved, he was literally her only friend, and she said that he checked on her every single day to make sure she stayed alive, which is also when they got into the habit of talking on the phone so much. And also apparently during this time, Mark's parents thought that they were dating and made a big deal about how they shouldn't be, and that's why she made that remark during dinner. Apparently calling Jordan a godless heathen is something that Mark's mom said. Sorry, now I'm like, why the fuck would you... If you're like so against your like the things that your religion is forcing your parents to say and do, like, why are you still in that religion? But might just be me. I did tell Jordan that Mark basically said to me that he thought the two of them would be married if she had stayed in the church, and I asked her if she thinks that maybe Mark is in love with her, even if she doesn't feel the same way. She said definitely not, and I don't think she was being dishonest. I really don't agree with her, but I think she genuinely believes that Mark isn't into her in any way apart from the friendship. Her opinion of the situation is that she also thinks she and Mark would eventually have gotten married if she had never left the church or moved, but from her perspective, it would have been more because of peer pressure than anything else, and she doesn't think it would necessarily have been a good thing. She thinks Mark was just being honest about that, and that possibly from his perspective, he thinks he and Jordan would have made a good couple. But he's probably thinking that because he's just assuming that in that scenario, she'd be the perfect church wife. So there's no reason why they wouldn't be a good couple. But then the big thing that happened at the end of the conversation is that Jordan told me that Mark is coming back through our city on his way home from this trip. And so she was going to invite him to hang out with the two of us again. But she said that if I'm going to be uncomfortable with him around, then she won't ask him. A lot of people were saying that if she didn't offer to cut contact with him or to cut down on contact with him, it meant that she valued him over me. So the fact that she brought up on her own that she wouldn't invite him to dinner with us again because... Sorry, hold on. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, a lot of run-on sentences. A lot of people were saying that if she didn't offer to cut contact with him or to cut down on contact with him, it meant that she valued him over me. So the fact that she brought up on her own that she wouldn't invite him to dinner with us again because I didn't like it seemed like a really good sign to me. Based on everything else that she said, I do understand why she didn't offer to totally stop being friends with him, and I wouldn't expect her to after what she told me about what happened when she was a teenager. So now I'm deciding to take Jordan's word for it that although she and Mark are weirdly close, it's for the reasons that she explained to me and not because she's in love with him. I think the fact that she was immediately apologetic instead of defensive was good, and the way she explained everything did make sense to me. I don't necessarily trust Mark, but I do think I can trust Jordan. But I am going to watch and see if it seems like she's still talking to him as much as she used to, or if anything changes or sounds different. I'm not going to be controlling and tell her that she can't talk to him or that she has to talk to him less, but I want to see if me talking to her about all of this causes her to act any differently at all. I'm kind of thinking she might realize on her own that the way Mark acts towards her actually does seem like he likes her as more than a friend now that I've brought it up, but I don't know. It could be that things just go back to It could be that things just go back to exactly the way they were before, and I don't know if anything has actually changed until the next time Mark is around in person, but I don't think that's something I should keep worrying about before it happens. Okay, aside from the whole brother thing that I brought up, I actually think Jordan reacted to this pretty well. I mean, like he said, her suggesting that there be less contact without OP recommending it, kind of a green flag. I think not only keeping an eye on how this conversation changes Jordan's behavior around talking to Mark, but also if she starts implementing boundaries. Because like for me, chat, the biggest things, the touching, the holding hands, the forehead touching. I think out of all of those, if they stop doing that and they tone down their talking, I actually think OP might be cooking. And this is coming from the guy that was like, you should just fucking break it off. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to go with. What are y'all saying? What are y'all saying? Hey, thank you for the 1 bit, Jeff. Okay. Hey, Jenner goes, I think Jeff is just a bot. Can you ban him from chat if you're still in here? Hey, what's up, Soichi? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he's not going to break up with her, I think he just needs to keep a close eye on it. But I will say her reaction was pretty good. I don't know. It's still weird. You know? Like, I still think it's a little low-key disrespectful that she wasn't able to see how inappropriate her behavior was with Mark. How old are they? 26? I feel like at 26, you should know not to fucking touch foreheads with somebody like that. In front of your partner. I don't know. Oh, sorry, guys. I forgot to close Photoshop. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it is still sus. Sneebo, welcome to the stream. Dr. Moonphase, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think he could have cut his losses and it would have been fine. I also, like, I have to admire him for, like, trying to keep the relationship going. But, like, to me, this is, like, thin ice type beat. And I really do hope he explained the whole boundaries around the type of shit that they do together. It's just weird. Garfy, welcome to the stream. It'd be more messed up if that stuff was happening when I wasn't around. At least if people are being that brazen, it's less likely they think they're doing something wrong. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're kind of right. I see your point, but I also just think it's like, how do you not see that that's wrong? You know, do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, y'all, yeah, like, it's an ick. Like, this would actually genuinely be an ick to me, you know? Oh my God, wait, when did Beans leave? What the fuck? Beans, where did you go? Where'd my sweet handsome man go? No. Y'all, he probably left when, I know there were some sirens and stuff. He hates sirens. Probably back on my bed. Beans, no. But yeah, guys, I feel like it, like, to me, it's an ick. To me, it's just like, really? You didn't know that that was an inappropriate thing to do? I don't know. At the age of 26? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let's, there is a relevant comment here. Ooh, and looks like they're asking the important questions. OP, did you acknowledge that the touching by her was inappropriate? I do not see how she could have not recognized how touchy they were and her lack of physical touch with you. Like many others have said, I am not sure Jordan was being completely honest with you. Did you ask her how she would have felt in a reverse situation? If the three of you meet again, you might want to think about excusing yourself to go to the bathroom or something during the meal and instead hide and film their interaction while you are gone. See if Jordan changes how she interacts with you not there. I say to capture it on your phone because then you have it to show her if you break up. If she interacts appropriately while you are gone, then she may have gotten the message. She should also start limiting her interactions with him, phone/text, because that relationship is not healthy, and no significant other should have to deal with that if you two get married. It needs to be dealt with now. This is hard, y'all, because it low-key feels a little slimy to record, to like set up this trap and record it. But also, I kind of agree a little bit. I don't know. I kind of get it low-key. Like, I do think if OP stays in this relationship, he needs to really know that Jordan chooses him over Mark. Like, similar to that comment about like, oh, well, if they're that brazen, I feel like that could go both ways. If they're that brazen about it, what are they doing when OP isn't there? You know? Okay, OP did reply to it saying, she did acknowledge that all the touching was inappropriate, yes. When she actually thought back on how much they were doing it and how over the top it was, she was embarrassed and realized that she shouldn't have started acting like that just because Mark makes it seem normal. I didn't ask her how she'd feel in a reverse situation because it seemed like she got it immediately as soon as I told her how it made me feel. If the three of us are ever together again, I'll definitely be watching everything, but I don't think there's a chance of that happening for a while. All right, no, we got another fucking update, so let's do it. Update 2, January 24th, 2024, nearly 3 months later. The situation seems pretty resolved now after Mike and Jordan had an argument over everything and are no longer friends. What happened was that after Jordan told... Okay, I think they meant Mark, not Mike up here. What happened was that after Jordan told Mark we weren't available to hang out when he came back through our city, he blamed me, saying that he could tell Jordan was only saying no to hanging out because I had a problem with him. Jordan admitted that this was part of the reason and told Mark that she wanted a bit of space from him because she was trying to be respectful of our relationship. Mark got really offended and kept asking Jordan to explain why him being around was disrespectful to our relationship and kept pretending not to understand her answers. And then eventually during the conversation, he started trying to guilt Jordan into making time for him and told her that she's become a worse person over the years because the Jordan he knew would never blow him off. That upset Jordan a lot because she took it as Mark saying that she was a bad person since she left the church, and she started crying and she ended up hanging up on him. Yes, there is the cult follower activity right there. Jordan and I talked a lot afterwards. I told her that I thought Mark was toxic because anyone else would have been understanding of what she said. Jordan said that a lot of what he said during the conversation reminded her of being in the church. She said that she couldn't explain it except that it was his attitude when he tried to argue with her, but that it made her not really want to talk to him, even outside of everything to do with our relationship. Mark texted Jordan the day after asking if she really wasn't going to come see him and if she was going to pick some boyfriend over her only friend after he's been there for her through everything. Jordan texted Mark back explaining her point again and saying that their friendship couldn't be the same anymore as it used to be now that she was with someone, and that he should understand that. Mark texted Jordan that he couldn't believe she'd treat her best friend like that. Jordan tried to text Mark saying that a friend wouldn't be guilt tripping her, but it turned out that he had blocked her number. After that, Jordan was feeling like she'd done something wrong and was too mean to Mark, but she and I talked about it again, and she realized that she was right to not want to be friends with Mark if he's going to treat her like she owes him loyalty. Jordan then blocked him back, including on all her socials, so that if he later changes his mind and tries to apologize, she can ignore him. A couple weeks went by, and while I'll admit I was pretty happy about not hearing from Mark, Jordan was really bummed about how everything ended. She said that although she saw now that Mark isn't a good person to have in her life because of his reaction to her trying to set a boundary, she still felt sad and abandoned, and it was bringing back a lot of the same feelings as when she was a teenager, and her other church friends all turned their backs on her. So at this point, I asked her if she's ever thought about going to therapy for religious trauma, and she said she's gone for a few months when she first left the church, but the therapist wasn't really helpful. I suggested that maybe it would be a good idea to try again with a better therapist because it sounds like all this stuff still bothers her a lot. And Jordan agreed with me and decided to make an appointment. She's had a couple of therapy sessions that she says so far are good, but I don't really ask her for any details on what they talk about, so I can't really update on that part of the situation. Okay. Yeah, I mean, complicated. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overly harsh on Jordan. I feel like none of the right decisions were made directly by her. That influenced the path of this story. Does that make sense? You know? Which, I get it. Sometimes that's how people have to make changes, but it's not ideal. Like, it's not ideal that you know. It's not ideal that you don't know that you shouldn't be holding hands and touching another guy who you probably had feelings for back in the day in front of your partner. It's not ideal that, yeah, now Mark isn't in her life, but it's because Mark made that happen, not necessarily that Jordan made that happen. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad it ended up okay and they're still together and it's kind of question mark happily ever after a little bit. But I don't know. I don't really feel like Jordan took initiative on anything. But glad she's in therapy. Glad she at least understood what OP was saying and was willing to follow through on it. Got to give her credit there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just to yeah, like I said, I might be being too critical on her, but just more of an observation. I feel like it's harsh to blame her for any of it. I will once again say, I think we're only saying that because she's a woman here. I feel like if this was a man, we would be very hard on them. I think, like, you know, she's been out of the church for a while. Don't get me wrong. She has the trauma. I get it. I get it. I like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it is harsh. I think we do need to point out that she made mistakes here and that she didn't go about fixing those mistakes well. Was she very good about having the conversation with OP and seeing his side? Absolutely. Like, thumbs up there. Thumbs up there, 100%. But I just think, there is a little bit of harshness that we need to give. And like, not even in a, like, if I was talking to Jordan in person, it's not like I'd be trying to like crucify her, but I would be saying like, hey, you know, I just think if you're 26 years old, you should know not to physically touch another person in an intimate way other than your partner. I think that should be gold standard. Yeah. I like the correction, Curly Fry. It's okay to say she made mistakes, but she addressed everything as well as I think she could. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was very receptive. She was very receptive. How better could she have fixed her mistake? Literally, like, I think she should have been like, hey, Mark, we can't see. Like, me personally, I would have been like, hey, Mark, I can't see you anymore. You know? I think that is, like, clearly Mark felt some type of way, you know? I get it. Like, they have the trauma bond, but like, it sounds like Mark was using that trauma bond, like, almost to manipulate her. Very cult-esque. No worries, Liz. That's okay. Sorry, guys. My shit's popping right now. WOP/Jordan fuck Mark. Yeah. I am. Wait, hold on. Let me look back to. I don't know if I said anything about it, but it. Not that it's not a bad thing by any means, but I was kind of curious why Jordan didn't explain her history with Mark earlier to OP. I don't know. Maybe I'm just way too used to like this is something that like I feel like every person I've dated has told me earlier than 2 years into the relationship. But I don't know. Maybe, guys, I'm willing to admit, maybe I'm overly harsh on Jordan, but. And two, maybe it's because I'm a guy. Like, maybe the gender bias is there where I'm like, I don't know. I don't think anybody should put up with that, but I'm still glad that it worked out. Like, it genuinely does feel like Jordan wants this to work with OP and that she loves him. Like, it almost sounds like Jordan just didn't really realize the boundaries that she was crossing in terms of like how you should operate in a relationship. Sounds kind of objective. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, yeah, that's probably just my personal experience then, because to me, I was like, that's, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is kind of how I feel too, Floofball. I mean, don't get me wrong, she did show initiative when she started cutting things off with Mark, but like, there should have been earlier initiative. Like, honestly, guys, I'm kind of just shocked that we got to this point, is more of what I'm saying. But it worked out. It worked out. I'm glad it worked out for them. Yeah, when was this? When was this last update? A little over a year ago. I wonder where they're at now. Okay, no. Hmm. 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 I would love another update here. I wonder if Mark just kept in touch with her to try and pull her back into the church/cult. I was wondering the same thing, actually. Yeah, a lot of what ifs with this story, I feel like. Yeah. I don't know. It probably does come down to like different experiences. I saw there was somebody saying like this thing, it might not be the same for everyone, but I think that comes down to culture. Like, I think a majority of people would read the forehead touching and holding hands and be like, that's crossing a line. And I think it should. And it's not even that too. It's the whole fact that OP felt like he was like the third wheel. You know? I don't know. To me, it's like if your partner ever feels like they're third wheeling something that isn't like a haha, I'm the third wheel to my girlfriend's best friend type of joke, unless it's something like that, like a partner should never feel like they're a third wheel. You know? To me, seems pretty self-explanatory, but you guys are making all good points. Like, I'm not trying to discredit any of what you guys are saying. Like, I understand how it could happen. To me, it's just a little like, how? Hey, Black Dahlia, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the stream. Vilsick, welcome to the stream. Ryan, welcome to the stream. My ex always got upset with me because I never got jealous with other guys. So crazy. Yeah, Mormons are something else, chat. Yeah, this is also a good point, Floofball. Also, where is it? The post conversation. Like, if your partner ever has to ask, like, OP wants to know if we'd be married if you weren't a godless heathen. Like, if that question came up, like, that's never a question your partner should ever ask either, you know? Like, to me, if I was Jordan and I came back from the table and like the question my partner had been asking is if I would be married to somebody else, I've severely fucked up in that situation. You know? So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jordan more than redeemed herself in the updates, but I still kind of am on the wave of like, I don't know, maybe this is mean to say, but like Jordan should have known better. She's been out of the cult for 7 years. I don't know. A godless heathen, same though. Same. Also same. As an extreme introvert and former girl, that sort of thing has happened more than I'd like to admit. What sort of thing? He may have been hugging on her and she just let it happen. Kid, were you there for the whole story? It didn't really sound like she was just letting it happen, but I don't know. Alrighty, guys. Let's keep going here. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. This one's a little bit shorter. I do need more water, but I kind of want to just keep rocking and rolling. It's not too bad. To be honest, my water is just something I kind of fidget with. Okay. Pretty short one, but definitely like a raised eyebrow one. Title of this is Mysterious Vibrating in My Bedroom. Originally posted to r/RBI, which is a Reddit Bureau of Investigation subreddit thread. That's fucking funny. That's really funny, actually. Original post October 18th, 2023. I'm not going crazy, but there's a vibrating in my room that I hear from time to time, and it's making me paranoid. I live alone. No one else lives with me, but my dog, I live alone. No one else lives with me, but my dog. The buzz I hear sporadically sounds exactly like my iPhone. Just a quick, short vibration about half a second. It's not my iPhone, as I hear it when I'm actively using my phone, and it's not my phone. It's not regular. It doesn't happen in intervals. It's completely random. Sometimes I hear it often. Sometimes days go by. It's too quiet to hear when I'm watching TV, almost always when there's no other sound. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from under my bed. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from the ceiling. I can't for the life of me figure out what it is. I live pretty basic. I have a light mounted on the ceiling, CO detector, iPhone charger in my room, and that's all the electronic things in my room. Could it be coming from inside the drywall? Plumbing, maybe. I'm not crazy. This is a real sound, but it happens so infrequently, I can't pinpoint it at all. Okay, they didn't include any comments in here. I kind of want to see what everyone was saying in the comments. An Oral-B electric toothbrush with very low battery will do this. Drove me crazy for 2 days. Okay. This is just someone asking questions. Someone saying that they also are experiencing this. Okay, someone suggested it could be insect activity, a carpenter bee or some other insect. Someone said, I had this for a month before I found the cause. My neighbors had got ultrasonic deterrent devices set up in their garden to keep snakes away. We live in Australia. They buzz like a phone on vibrate every couple of minutes. Okay, do you have Verizon Fi OS? The box lets out a little buzz every now and then. Check for internet service provider boxes. Okay. I don't have internet or Wi-Fi. What the fuck? Is OP living in the Stone Age? What the hell? All right. Before we get to the update, does anybody... Well, actually, some of y'all might have read the updates. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna... You know what? Let's just knock this bad boy out, huh? Let's just knock it out. Okay, so they dropped an update April 4th, 2025. Wow. Like a year and a half after. Posted about a strange buzzing in my house over a year ago, and I never was able to figure out what it was. I hear it so infrequently and irregularly that it was almost impossible to figure out what it was. Every time I'd hear it, I'd immediately stop what I was doing and go real silent, waiting with bated breath, hoping it would buzz again. Almost like a cruel joke, it would only buzz after I gave up waiting and went back to whatever I was doing. Even up to the last week, I'd still hear it. Sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes weeks would go by without hearing it. I'm pretty sure I figured it out, and it's comically stupid what it was. So I was sleeping in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., and I woke up and was in a semi-sleep daze kind of drifting. The world was real quiet, and it was a deep silence. And I heard the buzz. But for the first time, it almost immediately repeated, and kept repeating in frequency, almost like a rhythm. I was 100% sure it was my phone ringing on vibrate, so I started groping around the bed to find my phone because the buzzing sounded exactly like my phone buzzing every 2 seconds for about half a second. Once I found my phone, the buzzing continued, but I couldn't quite place where it was coming from. This is going to sound crazy, and I'm amazed this is the source, but eventually my alertness and physical movements woke my dog up, and the buzzing immediately ceased with a grunt. The buzzing was my stupid shepherd's exhales. Like his every exhale, or possibly inhale, I'm not sure, was buzzing. Exactly emulating a cell phone buzz. I'm decently confident that this is the same buzzing that I've been hearing for years, and also the reason that I've been unable to source it, because every time I hear it, I get super alert and tense, which immediately wakes up my dog as he's super in tune to my behavior, and his breath buzzing stops. Then when I relax and give up the search, he goes back to sleep as the situation is over. That's when I hear it again, and again he wakes up to see what's got me agitated. I also only ever hear it during moments of calm when I'm lounging, never when I'm active and moving about the house, so this would make sense that it's only ever when my boy's sleeping. I'm pretty satisfied with this answer, and as I haven't heard it since that night, when I do hear it again, I'll be on the lookout to see if it's the dog to see if it's the dog's nose next time as well. That's so funny. So it was the dog the whole time. That's so funny. That would drive me nuts, bro. I can't believe it took her a year and a half. Bro, I don't know. Dude, noises bug the shit out of me. This would have actually drove me fucking crazy, chat. Like, okay, I don't know if your guys' AirPods do this, but my AirPods make this little like boop, beep, beep noise. And I always keep my AirPods like somewhere on one of my desks. And I didn't know for a while that that was what was making the noise, but it bugged me for so long. I was like, what electronic do I have that is making this stupid fucking noise? And finally, one day I was just like really quiet and like it made the noise when I like was looking at the AirPods and I could tell that it was coming from them. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Thank God I finally figured it out. That's so funny, y'all. That's so good. I love it. Yeah, repeating noises just drive me fucking crazy, chat. Beans also snores. I'll have to try to get a recording. It's not really a snore as much as it's just like you can hear him breathing. It's kind of cute. Hey, Moon Valley, welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching the videos. Reddit has jaded us all. No, I was kind of waiting for another story. What's the CO detector story or whatever? The carbon monoxide detection story or whatever, where like the dude was going crazy in his apartment because there was like just a little bit of carbon monoxide. Luis, welcome to the stream. My cool vampire castle has been foreclosed. What does that mean? Tasha, my cat snores and sounds like a Minecraft villager. I was watching a YouTube video and the person's chair was squeaking so much as so loudly I had to stop watching. Does mine squeak? Ooh, no squeaks from the chair, chat. We're good. I mean, it makes chair noises, but that's pretty normal. Oh, I hate it when I hear my neighbor's laundry machine. Yeah, that would drive me nuts. I actually don't really hear my neighbors very much. I hear that neighbor because our kitchens are right across the way from each other. I hear him sometimes doing stuff in the kitchen, but it's like usually I can hear like the water or the microwave or something. It's nothing crazy. And then my neighbor to my left, I think the only I hear her like walking around sometimes if she's walking close to the wall. Like we have like old wood floors that make noise when you walk on them. I'll hear that sometimes, or sometimes I'll hear her TV playing. Hey, Sue, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, like it's a little, the chair like makes creaky noises every once in a while. It's nothing terrible. All right, chat. I say we keep going. I just really want to grab more water and go pith real quick. So we're going to take a quick little breaky here. I'm going to run ads on Twitch and YouTube, and then we are going to get back to the reading. Okay. By the way, guys, if you're on the YouTube, make sure to like up the stream. All right. I feel like we could hit 100 likes if y'all try hard enough. Let's do it. Let's do it. I will now go pee. Chat Beans is sleeping. Beans is sleeping. Alrighty. Damn, we dropped 20 viewers. That's so funny. Man, can a homie go pee? Can a homie go pee without having to fucking lose viewers? Nah, I don't give a fuck. Alrighty, chat. Let's just hop right into the next story. All right, this one is a little not safe for work. Not safe for work. All right, here we go. I felt up my friend in my sleep. My wife won't talk to me. We have a 29 male OP, 27 female friend, 28 female wife. Original post October 7th, 2014. Some backstory. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I am having sex with my wife. I don't remember the foreplay. I don't remember getting hard. I don't remember getting on top of her, but I wake up and I'm mid-thrust inside of her. She tells me that I am the one that initiates it and that I get super sensual with my touching, but I have no memory of it ever happening until I wake up and I'm inside her. What is it called again, guys? Sleep somnia? We learned about this. We learned about this in a previous video. Cut to this weekend. I'm on a camping trip with some friends, 2 guys and a girl. My wife does not like camping, so she did not go. The girl is a platonic friend. I can't stress that enough. I have zero attraction to her. We all shared a tent because that's what you do when you camp. And the sleeping arrangement was friend 1, friend 2, me, and... Hold on. We all shared a tent because that's what you do when you camp. And the sleeping arrangement was friend 1, friend 2, me, and Taylor, we'll call her. I've camped with them all on numerous occasions in the same sleeping arrangement, and nothing has ever happened before. We all had been drinking around the campfire and eventually went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night with my sleeping bag unzipped and her hand on my crotch and mine on her ass as she was kissing my neck. I was instantly awake and recoiled, got out of the tent, and sat by the fire for the rest of the night. The two guys were passed out drunk. They had more than Taylor and I, so they had no idea what had happened. Taylor came out and tried to talk to me. I was terrified and in shock. She told me that I had been rubbing up on her and making her feel good, and then she turned around and tried to reciprocate. I asked her why, and she said she thought that's what I wanted. I didn't sleep that night and went home the next day and told my wife what happened. She blew up and accused me of cheating on her and that she was leaving me. I've tried calling her the past few days and she won't answer. She is staying with her sister. We haven't spoke since Saturday. She won't give me the time to explain what happened. What do I do? Wait, hold on. So I'm confused. You went home the next day and told your wife what happened, but she won't give you the time to explain what happened. Did you not tell her that you were doing your sleep sex somnia thing? I probably fucked that up, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm kind of all over the place on this chat because okay, thought number one. Hey man, have you ever heard of getting other tents? You know, like that's where my brain goes. Why if you're I'm not saying that there was malice on OP's part, but I think if you're married, you should do the safe thing, bring an extra tent, sleep by yourself or only with like another dude or whatever. Also, I think if you're sleeping in a bed, I think if you're sleeping next to somebody and you have a history of initiating sex while you're sleeping, I think it's kind of important to explain to the people you're sleeping next to, hey, by the way, this is something I do. If I start doing it, like shake me until I wake up. Or I don't know what the procedure is there. But I think if you're sleeping next to somebody, as much as that's a very uncomfortable conversation to have, you should let them know. Okay, so that's number one and maybe number two. My number three on this, I have camped with them all on numerous occasions in the same sleeping arrangement and nothing has ever happened before. What does your wife think of that? Because low-key chat, if OP's wife knows that he sleeps next to this girl, I think she needs to understand that this was unintentional. Like vying for OP, seeing from OP's perspective. I think like as long as his wife knew that this was the sleeping arrangement, she should understand, oh yeah, he's done that with me and it's not a voluntary thing. Odds are it could potentially happen, which once again goes around to, okay, well, if you're going to do that, let the people fucking know. I had a number 4 on this. Hold on. Maybe I didn't have a number 4 on this. I could have sworn there was a third thing. Hold on, let me look it over again. Yeah. Okay, I can't remember what the 4th thing was. Oh shit, I didn't even realize there's an edit for clarity underneath the TLDR. I apologize. I thought this was part of the TLDR. Though we had been drinking, I was by no means drunk. This isn't a I blacked out and then came. This isn't a I blacked out and then came to while. Sorry. This isn't a I blacked out and then came to while I was on top of her kind of thing. It was not a means to cheat on my wife with Taylor. I do not find Taylor attractive at all. At all. We have camped together 20 plus times and this has never happened before. I honestly had no idea what was happening until I woke up. Okay. I think having said all of that, chat, my verdict here is like, I genuinely think if everything OP is saying is true, the wife is overreacting here. Wife is overreacting. You guys don't believe him? You guys don't believe OP, even though we had, why don't you guys believe him? Hold on. Whoa, wait, what's happening? What? Yeah, what? Where? Whoa! Hold on. Are we really? This is crazy, y'all. So you guys are saying, nah, fuck this medical condition that you have. Like, listen, who said it? Echo? Like, who said it? Like, what? This is crazy. Like, we don't have his diagnosis, so why should we assume it's real? Because he said it's real up here. Like, who knows? He could be lying, but I'm operating under, we have been given specific information in this story. We know that sexsomnia is a real thing. We did the research in this in a previous video. It is a thing that other people experience. There's actually somebody in chat who has actually experienced it, okay? This is totally something that happens. I want to know the nuances. I think if the wife knows that this is a thing that could happen, I think she's overreacting. Because clearly, if he didn't sleep with her and immediately came clean about it, he did not want this to happen. Now, with all that being said, I think that both of them did not go, maybe not both, more OP did not go through the correct procedures to avoid this. Hey, bro, if you know that you feel people up and initiate sex while you're sleeping, no duh, you should have your own tent. No duh, should you not sleep next to another woman. All right? And that's why I was asking, does the wife know that this is the sleeping arrangement? Because then I also kind of want to throw the wife into that, I don't know if blanket of blame, but like blanket of responsibility. Like the wife also should maybe be like, hey, if you're sleeping next to this, even just other people, you need to let them know. You need to let them know or not sleep next to them. And that's the only question mark red flag that I see. If potentially the wife doesn't know that this is the sleeping arrangement, then I'm like, okay, maybe we can make an argument for him hiding something. Maybe we can make an argument for him hiding something. Although he did say, I have camped with them all on numerous occasions in the same sleeping arrangement. So like, assuming the wife knows that this girl goes on the camping trip with them, I'm guessing, I'm at least hoping that she would have asked about the sleeping arrangement. I'm hoping she would have asked about the sleeping arrangement. Honestly though, Mario, I do blame Sorry, I'm not on the right screen, guys. Honestly, Mario, I do blame Taylor. She didn't know about his condition, but she knew he was married. So Taylor, if anybody's like truly the a-hole here, it's Taylor. As long as OP's telling us the truth, I don't think OP's the a-hole here. Could he have taken better precautions? Yes. But also, like, it wasn't intentional. I'm just like, hey, bro, you're fucking stupid for not... Like, honestly, I think it is a little bit irresponsible not to let people know that you're sleeping next to that, hey, I could potentially initiate something with you against my will, you know? Because that's then, like, unfair for them not to know that and get put in a situation like that. Like, I will say, it's a little unfair that Taylor found herself in this situation. She should have known beforehand that this is something that happens to him. Echo, don't get me wrong. I agree with you. Respect your wife and not sleep next to women when you know you do this. I'm more unclear on if the wife knows that he's sleeping next to her. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I want to know. Because honestly, if the answer is no, then I kind of do feel more inclined to call OP the a-hole. But we don't know this. We don't know this information. Like, what if the wife had been completely okay with, like, oh yeah, I know that she's a platonic friend, I trust you, whatever. Then, to be honest, I think, like, both of them as a team, as two people working as a unit in a marriage, they should have been able to come up to the conclusion together of, like, oh, hey, OP do be kind of initiating sex while he's still asleep. Maybe we should take precautions against that. Yeah, Ruben, or Ruate, I don't, yeah, Ruben, I'm going to call you. Ruben, it's the lack of foresight. Agreed. I think, and maybe I'm wrong for this, I think foresight also includes the wife. The wife also knew that this was a thing. Like, even chat, even if he had done this to, like, a guy, like, let's say the story goes a different way and he's only sleeping next to guys and he starts, like, initiating something with them. The foresight of, like, hey, you're sleeping next to other people, you should let them know that you do this, is so important. So important. And, like, the wife knows that. The wife also knows that. I know she didn't do anything, but, like, I also, look, guys, I'm not, like, saying that this is, like, 100% her responsibility. What I'm saying is, as husband and wife, you guys are going through life together. Don't you think that, like, hey, husband, you are going on a camping trip with other people and you are going to be sleeping next to them as a unit so nothing happens, right? As, like, a unit, as a married couple, and especially knowing that there's a woman there, we should have the foresight to take precautions since you do this. I don't know if blame is the right way to put it, but I do want to say, like, I think it is your responsibility in a relationship to handle your guys' problems together. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if blame is the right way to put it. I don't think if blame is the right way to put it. What did Sync say? He tried sleeping with the only woman rather than the two guys. That's a good point. That's a good point, but I wouldn't... It's not unreasonable. So on one... You're right. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. He had a guy to his right and a girl to his left, or I don't know, vice versa. He had a girl on one side, a guy on the other. You're right. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is hella convenient. I'm not going to argue with that. But if he has a history of this... Yes, I agree with you too, Sync. He should have been sleeping alone. He absolutely should have been sleeping alone. Tabby, thank you for the 100 bits. As a fellow sufferer, I would recommend him avoiding drinking before sleep. Drinking can interrupt how you sleep and might stress you out, which can trigger your mind to be active even as you're asleep, which causes sexsomnia. No, I agree. I think that's a great observation there. Yeah. Gabriesta, I agree with this. I think he should sleep alone. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to, I feel like you guys are like, you're blaming the wife. I'm not blaming the wife here. But what I am saying is like, to me, it's like, okay, all right. So like, let's say my wife has sexsomnia. To me, it's up to us as a unit to talk about, okay, you're going camping without me. There's a girl there. Okay. I'm operating under the assumption that they are having these conversations. Let's say that let's go underneath the scenario of like, okay, OP's wife knows that there is another woman there and she is completely fine, right? So in my case, I know there's going to be another guy there and I'm completely fine. I completely trust my partner, right? Still, if we know, hey bro, or hey girl, you be waking up and initiating sex with people, let's let not only the girl let's let not only the guy who's going, but the other girls know as well that you do this in your sleep. And hey, while we're at it, maybe to let them not be at, or hey, maybe we don't want to share that information, right? Maybe we don't want to share that information. That's too uncomfortable. It's too much inside our lives. Okay, we're getting you a separate tent. Like I said, y'all, I don't want to, it's not necessarily that like, I want to put, like, I don't even necessarily blame OP for actions that he's doing while he's sleeping. It's more that I just blame more of like the foresight, like as a team, as a couple where, you know, like I just think it's 100% a unit's responsibility to like put all this together. That's so crazy. You guys are, I don't think the wife is valid leaving unless we are missing a key piece of information here. Like, one for me is if she didn't know that the woman was there. If she didn't know that him and the woman were sleeping next to each other, 100% I think she's valid. 100%. 100%. Yeah. This too. And yes, Curly Fry, they should discuss the if it ever happens. 100% they should discuss that. Like, yeah, if it ever happens, like, okay, keeping on the conversation of like the wife knows that the woman is there and that sometimes he has to sleep next to her. They should discuss well, what if that ever happens? You know? The wife shouldn't be his mother and tell him what to do before camping. OP should know what he should and shouldn't do in his condition. It's just disrespecting. Listen, I'm all for guys not treating their wives like his mother, but this is sex we're talking about, and sex does not involve a mother. Sex involves two people in a relationship together, ideally not a mother. I don't know. I still think as a unit in a situation where where there's another woman involved, I think you need to have conversations around it, and him just having sexsomnia adds to the intricacies of like it honestly, it's honestly, guys, it's boundaries. Like, okay, let's say OP didn't have sexsomnia. Him and his wife are talking through like, hey, him and his wife are talking through like, hey, I'm going on this camping trip and there's going to be a girl there. You are going to talk about the boundaries required for you to feel comfortable with your partner going on a trip with somebody of the opposite gender. And that might be sleeping in a different tent, calling me before you go to bed, like no getting blackout drunk, etc., etc., etc. I think the sexsomnia part weaves into that. I think the sexsomnia weaves into that conversation that you would have, because it's like, okay, this just adds another layer that, yes, isn't in a normal relationship, but it is very important. It is very important to talk about it, especially if, and once again, guys, I'm operating under the assumption that the wife knew that they were sleeping in the same tent next to each other. There needs to be that conversation of, well, what about this? Because clearly, and who knows, maybe I'm fucking wrong and I'm arguing this for no reason, but assuming the wife like knew about all this, like, and now it's upsetting her, like clearly that's something that they should have addressed in their relationship. That's how I feel, y'all. That's how I feel. I think there's just, why are we assuming that? Echo, it's this, why are we assuming not that? You know? Like, what do you mean? Why are we assuming that? It's a Reddit story. You know? To me, it's honestly more crazy that he's doing this without having the conversation. But maybe he hasn't. And you know what? If that's the case, then yeah, I totally agree. Wife is merited. She needs to leave. But I'm more just bringing up like, hey, there's also a possibility where like the wife is like, you know, like the wife needs to understand like it wasn't on purpose. Okay, Charlie East, you could be right. He should have slept next to both males. I don't disagree with that, Sync. Me personally, like if I was dating somebody and they went on a camping trip, I would not feel comfortable with them sleeping next to somebody of like the opposite gender. Do you think he would have tried to sleep with the men? Probably. I mean, if he's asleep. He's responsible for his actions? Okay, all right. Do you guys want to bring, if you guys want to bring that up, there's actually a case of a guy murdering his wife while he was sleepwalking, and the courts decided to the courts decided he was not guilty. Like I don't remember. I don't know if any of y'all have read that. You know what I'm saying? Like do we say that guy is responsible for his actions? I'm genuinely just bringing this up because like I personally, if he truly was going through sexsomnia in that moment, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with, sure, he's responsible for the actions leading up to it, but the actual act of doing it was not intentional. I think intentionality is super important there. And his wife should see that. And this is, once again, assuming that the wife knew about everything. The wife knew he was sleeping next to a woman. The wife knew all those things. No, because did he prepare a murder kit before sleeping? No. But did he prepare to have sex with her before they were sleeping? Like, I don't, Echo, I'm not really seeing your point, because if he really truly, and who knows, maybe he's lying to us, but if he truly had wanted to cheat, he wouldn't have had the reaction that he had. I've seen that case devastating, really. Yeah, it really is devastating. I can't remember. It was in a book I read. I don't know if it's up there. Oh, it was in The Power of Habit. It was talking about how, like, was it in The Power of Habit? Oh shit. I'm sorry, Tabby. I did not see that you donated $5. Someone with sexsomnia. He should have had warned them about his condition, but the most gross one is the woman touching him back. Absolutely. I think that's the hill I really want to die on. I'm just more like, to me, I think assuming this was unintentional, wife doing that, uncalled for. Our wife being as mad as she is, uncalled for. And yeah, like, I could be like, yes, this is like 85% OP's fault, but like also as a married unit, I just think like you guys are approaching problems together in a relationship. And if assuming she knew everything, I think there's stuff that they need to do. Hey, Zeno. Well, thanks for coming through to the stream. I appreciate you. Here, let me go back to this. I like when you guys are on screen. If the guy who killed his wife in his sleep knew he could potentially do that and he still slept in the same room as his wife, yeah, he would be guilty. Okay, you know what, Tyann? I actually kind of agree with that. I agree with that. I am trying to remember the case. I don't think he did. So you know what? You might be cooking. Cervello with a $10 dono. I think assuming the wife was well informed of them sleeping in the same tent was not an issue. Oh, sorry. I think assuming the wife was well informed, if them sleeping in the tent was not an issue, then the main issue was the sexsomnia, and therefore they should be talking about that. Yes. Agreed. Agreed. And Kai, I 100% agree with you. And this is where, like, and I think we just got to move on because I'm just repeating myself now. And I apologize to my editor, Zhivka. This is going to be such a pain in the ass for her to edit. All I'm saying is he sleep next to a woman knowing he has sexsomnia. I want to know if his wife also knew that he was potentially sleeping next to a woman while having sexsomnia. Because if she knows that, I think it is also not fully her responsibility. It's mainly OP's responsibility, but I think it is a little bit your responsibility to be like, hey, you do this thing where you wake up and have sex with people. Who's to say that it won't happen with other people? Maybe we need to find a solution here. Also just double whammy blame OP, by the way, guys. I do think OP's a little bit of the a-hole for not letting people know that he has sexsomnia who he's planning on sleeping next to. I think that's a huge a-hole move. I would never sleep next to somebody if they didn't know that that was something that I would do, because that could be an extreme violation of somebody's boundaries. Hey, you do this thing where you forget your lunch. Let me pack one for you every day. And if you forget, it's my fault. I don't think that's a perfect analogy here, but I think what you meant to say is you do this thing where you forget to pack your lunch. I mean, we're comparing packing a lunch to sexsomnia. Like, guys, this is individual. Eating food only affects me as a person. Sex in a relationship affects both parties. I don't think this is a fair comparison at all. What did Lost in Fire say? Oh, I want to see what Tabby was saying. Tabby, are you okay with me being like Tabby's? Oh, actually, no, we already said that Tabby has sexsomnia. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of like really looking at what Tabby's saying here because Tabby actually has this. Yeah, I wonder how much he was informed on this. I know sexsomnia can affect anyone. Your sleep state does not care who or what, but does his wife know that? Oh, okay. That's a good point. Does the wife know that this isn't just like a, hey, this happens with you because I sleep in the same bed with you? Many people aren't even aware of sexsomnia was a thing until a couple live streams back. LOL. Wonder how much he's informed of his own condition. It's a good point. Okay, I agree with you. I listen, Dragon Ice. I think the majority should be on OP's shoulders, but I also think there's, like I said, like 85% OP, 15% wife. Because, like I said, guys, I think sex is a team thing in a relationship. And so if we're talking about sex while they're sleeping, that is absolutely something that as a relationship, I think you should tackle. You know? Shyla, you kind of came in at a shit show, but thank you for coming through. Okay. In my head, this is similar to pissing the bed. Like, yeah, it's an accident, but if you're doing it enough to know you have a habit and it's affecting the people you're sleeping next to, it's your job. Okay. All right. Honestly, I kind of like that comparison a lot. I do kind of like that comparison a lot. 90% OP, 5% wife, 5% Taylor. You know what? I'm okay with that too, Sync. I'm okay with that. Like, y'all, I'm not trying to be like this wife is absolutely fucking evil. I think maybe it's just more based off around how I view relationships. Like, to me, if me and my partner were doing this, I would put a little bit of the responsibility on myself. And who knows, maybe I'm just projecting. But if I was dating someone with sexsomnia, I would also look at it as my responsibility to, like, in a situation like this, make sure nothing like this happens. Because they're my partner and sex is sacred between me and her. Maybe that's just a me personally type thing. You know, and I also think that the wife, I also think the wife's reaction is wrong. Unless OP truly did intentionally cheat on his wife or not include the fact that all these people were sleeping next to each other, then I think the wife has every right to be mad at him. Cool. Awesome. Let's keep moving because we could literally argue about this forever. Who knows? Maybe OP's a really fucking shitty person and I am completely wrong. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with completely being like in the wrong, but I need that criteria. Okay. There are a couple of relevant comments here. One commenter asked, on the list of really dumb decisions, sleeping next to a female friend on a camping trip without your wife when you're a known sleep fucker ranks right up there. Seriously, dude, seriously. Did your wife even know this female friend was going and that you'd be sharing a tent? OOP, yes, she knew she would be there and thought nothing of it. This group has gone camping together 20 plus times over the years, slept in the same way, and nothing has ever happened because there is absolutely no attraction to Taylor, none at all. I do not find her physically attractive, and I look at her as a sister. I can't stress that enough. She does not appeal to me in the slightest. As for the sleep fucking, it had never been an issue before on these trips when more alcohol was involved, so the idea of it possibly happening has never crossed my mind. The sleep fucking itself hasn't happened in close to a year, so I figured I was past it. Okay, well, that's really fucking stupid of OP. Right there. But, I mean, guys, she knew that. I mean, I guess it wasn't clarified. She knew that this woman would be there. Did she know that you were sleeping next to her, though? Someone replied saying, bullshit, maybe you weren't into her, but she was definitely into you. She was awake, knew what was happening, and reciprocated. So you can't pretend like there's no underlying danger in this camping trip. Obviously, this woman has feelings for you if she was willing to help you cheat on your wife. She said she thought you wanted it. How exactly did she get that idea? Because he was groping her in his sleep? I don't... Like, I kind of understand, like, okay, how do you act with this woman outside of just camping? I get it. But also, both ways, some people are, like, delusionally, you know, like, she said she thought she said she thought you wanted it. Yeah, I mean, that's usually what happens when someone, like, grabs your butt or something like that. You should not be spending time with Taylor ever again. That's step one, and you need to make that clear to both her and your wife. Then flip the situation. Let's say your wife was a sleep fucker. She went on a camping trip, drank, and woke up finding herself astride a guy's dick. The guy was happily fucking her. What would you be thinking right now? OOP, the first thing I said to Taylor was, what the fuck are you doing after I woke up? I had no idea that she had any feelings towards me at all. After we talked for maybe a minute, I told her to leave me alone, and she went back to the tent until the morning. I haven't spoken to her since. I will not speak to her again. That friendship is over. Okay, I don't like that he didn't address this part, you know? I don't know, guys. I think it really does come back around to, like, if you know that sleep fucker is such a bad way to put it. If you know you have sexsomnia, take precautions. You know? Like, yeah, guys, I mean, obviously I wouldn't be super fucking happy if something like this happened to me. But if I had done nothing to be like, hey, maybe we should talk about like you sleeping next to other people. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm just projecting. Like I said, guys, I would definitely put a little bit of this on my shoulders. All right, wait, let me see what you guys are saying real quick. After that, what are you guys saying? Yeah, sexomnia isn't related to attraction usually. That's how I feel. I don't know. It's like he's purposely leaving out info. Maybe. I don't know. Methinks you're projecting. Okay, maybe I'm projecting, but I also, guys, like, not to suck my own dick, I do feel like it kind of is like a unit thing. Also, guys, like, would we be this harsh? And I'm genuinely asking. I don't know. I don't even know what the answer is. Would we be this harsh on him if OP was a girl? Don't get me wrong. I think there are some big question marks about the way that OP is writing this. I'm not discounting that, but like, I don't know. Cervello, thank you for the $5 dono. Could be a scenario where both OP and wife assume sexomnia only manifested in romantic interest. Okay. You know what, Cervello? That's a good point. Tabby, thank you for the $5 dono. He thought he got past it. Gives me red flags. I haven't had it happen in a while. It's still something that could happen, even if you don't get past it. You know what? You're right, Tabby. That is kind of a red flag. That's definitely a red flag. Ooh, Sir Raiden, that would fucking suck. Hey, Sue, welcome back. Okay, I want to read this update, guys. I'm very curious. I'm super curious. Okay. Update October 9th, 2014, 2 days later. Before I get into the update, there are some things I want to say. For those of you who accuse me of cheating on my wife deliberately and attempting to R-word Taylor, you guys are just dicks. I did not grow up Taylor on purpose, and I did not know that it would happen. I was not aware of what was going on, and I had no control over what I was doing at that point in time. I would never grope or touch anyone without their consent. I don't think you understand how terrifying it is to wake up with someone who isn't your wife, grabbing your crotch and having no idea what is going on. Couple that with fear and confusion with the immense guilt I had because I was the one who apparently initiated it, it made me want to fucking die. So thanks for that, people. I really appreciate it. To those who actually had helpful advice and actually tried to put themselves in my shoes, thank you very much. Here's the update. I spoke with my doctor and he says it sounds like I do have sexomnia, but he is not too familiar with it. As far as he knows, there's no real cure and there isn't really a treatment for it. But he said he was going to refer me to a psychiatrist/psychologist and they would help me. He told me they might try me on some antidepressants to attempt to curb it from happening again. I found a blog about sexomnia that actually really helped me better understand what I have and how to deal with it. The guy does a really good job of explaining the guilt and all the emotions I felt after all of this happened. I managed to talk to my wife and things are good now. She wasn't contacting me because she needed time to herself and space to sort it all out in her head. She didn't want to say anything else that she would regret later, and she felt bad for her initial reaction. She knows me, she trusts me, and we have a great relationship. This is the first hiccup I can ever remember us having in the 9+ years that we've been together. After I told her what Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, that checks out. That checks out, chat. Okay, we're good. I was like, wait a fucking minute, but we're good. We're totally good. After I told her what happened, we went to the darkest Oh, my bad. After I told her what happened, she went to the water time. Hold on. After I told her what happened, she went to the darkest possible timeline and thought the worst. I can't blame her for her initial reaction because one of the biggest deal breakers for either of us is infidelity. She came home the night I posted the original thread, and I apologized up and down about putting myself in that spot to begin with, but she actually put me at ease and said that she didn't blame me for it because she, too, never thought that my sleep sexing would be an issue. She read up on sexsomnia while at her sister's and realized I wasn't trying to cheat on her. I was not in control of my body at the time. I stopped the moment I became lucid, and I immediately let her know what happened. The biggest problem from this whole thing was the fact that we never took my sexsomnia as something that was serious. When it would happen, we just assumed it was because of a sexy dream I was having and thought of the whole thing as something quirky that I did every once in a while, not an actual sleep disorder that could have serious risks associated with it. So for those who said I was a known sleep fucker, well, no, it wasn't known. We just thought it was something weird I did every once in a while. Tell me I'm making excuses all you want. Tell me I'm a piece of shit for putting people at risk. Tell me that I'm deflecting blame. I really don't care. It's like having diabetes without knowing it and then getting sick when you eat a candy bar. Yeah, hindsight shows that there was an issue when you were peeing all the time and you were losing weight and you were constantly tired. But if you aren't aware of diabetes, you don't actively think you have diabetes. My wife and I were both ignorant of the entire condition. The idea that I could do it to someone other than my wife had never crossed either of our minds because it happened so rarely and we didn't know it was anything legitimate. If either one of us believed that it was an actual risk, I would not have been in a tent with anyone. Now we obviously know better, live and learn. Okay, so maybe we were kind of reading in too much into his knowledge of this. Which, okay. You know? Like, look, chat, how old is this guy again? This guy is, this dude is 2 years older than me, and I just learned about sexsomnia. Granted, I've never experienced it, and like, don't get me, I don't know. I don't know how I would have reacted if I didn't know that it was a thing and it happened to me. I don't know, guys. I think I would maybe actually do what OP did. Like, if I didn't even know that it was a possibility, like, I probably would just brush it aside. So what are you guys saying? I do really care about what you guys are saying. Like, genuinely, I know we are disagreeing in here a lot. But just know, like, I really do care about what you guys have to say. And I do really appreciate y'all challenging me. Like, you guys really got me thinking, like, okay, if this is the argument I want to make, how do I argue it from, like, my perspective? So I appreciate, like, Drake and I's sync, all of you guys. Like, I appreciate the hell out of you guys for, like, challenging me. Okay, I don't know how to feel about OP now. You know, and even the wife, bro, like, even if the wife, like, now it's like, okay, so this has never been something that they've ever talked about really in depth in their relationship. Like, then, you know, as much as like, damn, maybe we can't really put the blame on OP's shoulders. Like, also same with the wife. Like, the wife in no way, shape or form could have seen this coming if OP didn't even really see this coming. Chess Kingdom, thanks for coming through. I have chronic pain, and for the longest time, I just like brushed off my legs hurting 24/7. Not the same thing, but I understand why OP brushed it off. Yeah, I think we all kind of had something like that, low key. No, Sync, I love y'all. Sync, I'm probably missing some, but Sync, Drake and I's, Gabri still was one of them as well. Like I do appreciate when we have different opinions and you guys challenging me. 100%. I appreciate y'all. Never feel like you can't talk your shit in here. Unless you're talking on some bullshit like abortion shouldn't be legal or like some dumb shit like that, then like if you're, you know, but in this situation where it was like, I just really view perspective wise a marriage, at least with sex, like a teamwork thing. On, you know, and something like, you know, I totally understand how some people don't look at it like that, you know? I get the diabetes analogy. Honestly, I can't lie, chat. Like I know Drake and I were like trying to come up with good analogies. And like in this case, the diabetes thing does make a lot of sense, you know? Yeah, we really just needed more information. Oh, you guys are great. I love you guys. Holly, you did come into something crazy. Thanks for coming through to the stream. Hey guys, we got 138 people on the stream, 98 likes. I feel like we can get that past the 100 likes range. All right. Tabby, by the way, thank you for cheering all the bits. I think I missed one of your, oh no, you literally just cheered the bits. Oh, let me read it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it took me a while. Yeah, it took me a while for me to take what was happening to me seriously, but now I'm trying to help people take anything with sleep seriously. Hey, look, Tabby, you've helped us immensely, bro. Like, I genuinely didn't even know that this was a fucking thing until like right now. Or until like I've streamed way too much lately. Like 10 streams ago, I had no fucking clue this was a thing. I mean, even in that story, I was ready to fucking accuse that guy of the R word. And then I was like, sorry guys, I say the R word, by the way, because YouTube does not like that word. Not that like I'm afraid of it. I just can't for the sake of not getting my channel taken down or anything like that. But yeah, like we were ready to accuse him. And then Tabby came in and was like, hey, this is actually kind of a normal thing. We were all like, oh shit. Cappy, thanks for coming through. I feel like this was the best case scenario because this could have seriously given someone some trauma if they had brushed it off so casually. Yeah, totally. Nora, welcome to the stream. That was a fucking roller coaster. It really was. Sorry, guys. I'm not even done yet. I really like pulling you guys in the conversation. For real, for real. Okay, live and learn. One of the biggest reasons I got shit in the last thread was because I had the audacity to sleep in a tent with a woman. My wife knew of the sleeping arrangements and was completely fine with it. Like I said in the last thread, we had camped that way many times and it had never been an issue before this past weekend. However, there was a separate incident on another camping trip that I was not previously aware of. It turns out that I had apparently started caressing one of my buddies on an earlier trip and he didn't tell me. Oh, damn. That must have been very confusing for him. He told me that when I did it, he elbowed me in the gut and then I rolled over and went to sleep. I had no idea that it happened and he never mentioned it before because he thought I was just trying to fuck with him. So it seems like my sexomnia doesn't discriminate. For those who said I was stupid for sleeping next to a woman, that is not the case. I was stupid for sleeping next to anyone who is not my wife. I will never put myself in that situation again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, bro, I respect the level of trust in your relationship 100%. If I ever go on a camping trip with my friends and there is a girl there, there's no way I'm sleeping next to her. Like, not because I don't trust myself or anything like that. Like, I would never fucking do anything, but for the sake of like putting my wife at ease or my girlfriend or my fiance, whatever that is, I would just much rather like, fuck it, bro. I'd sleep outside before I slept next to someone, you know? Unless it was life or death. All right, let me put that there. If it's life or death, sure. You know, if we got to use body heat for warmth or something like that, fine. But hopefully that never happens during a camping trip. Knock on wood. As for Taylor, I got a conversation going with her on Facebook. In it, I apologized for the incident and I went into some detail about why what happened. She said that she was already aware of the fact that I do stuff in my sleep because my wife had made jokes about it in the past. While I did apologize, I still told her that the way she handled it was inappropriate and that I will not be camping with her or associating with her any longer. I asked her if she had feelings for me, and she said that she didn't think so, but she got lost in the moment. She took responsibility for her actions and admitted what she did was wrong. She was very understanding of the whole thing, was very remorseful, and agreed it was best to stay away. As far as friend breakups go, it was very mutual and mature. We both owned up to our mistakes, and we are no longer associating with each other. It's for the best. My wife eventually read the conversation, and it reinforced my version of the story and the series of events that I described to her. So that made her happy and reinforced that I wasn't lying. It sucks because she was one of our best friends, but anyone who is willing to cheat with me does not need to be in our lives. Some might say that that's not fair to her, and that if I hadn't attempted to sleep sex her, then everything would be fine. I disagree. She was willing to go through with it when I was willing to go through with it. She obviously was feeling something I was not, and I don't need to associate with that. If I have learned anything from this incident, it's that I can't be surprised if a bomb goes off while I'm holding a flame to the fuse. Removing myself from her life is the best course of action for all parties involved. Taylor isn't my wife, so she is not my priority. Honestly, that whole interaction with Taylor, good move. Good moves all around. Having a mature conversation around it, deciding that the move is to not be friends anymore, and allowing the wife to read it so that the sequence of events does add up and the wife can be more trusting and more reassured. Yeah, lost in the moment is a little ew, Deadly Doll. So all in all, things are all right. I am trying to move forward, as is my wife. Things are looking up. We haven't scheduled couples counseling or anything yet, but I have suggested it, and I am am a willing participant if my wife wants to consider it down the road. She seems to be already pretty forgiving, so I think that we're good. I'm seeing the psychiatrist psychologist next week. Don't make fun of me, chat. So for those of you who actually helped and gave me constructive advice instead of attacking me, thank you. Let's just read this. There are some relevant comments here. One commenter quoted the part about him caressing one of his buddies in an earlier camping trip, and then said, "Oh goodness, I questioned this on your last post and was downvoted for some reason. I figured if you have sexsomnia, laying next to anyone could be a problem, not just a woman. So glad this all worked out. I thought you got a lot of unnecessary heat on your last post. I'm glad this has all been resolved and you guys are moving forward." OP, yeah, he told me he originally thought I was trying to make it seem like a spider or a rat or something was crawling up his back. He flinched, and when he saw it was just me, elbowed me, and I turned over. Apparently that's how it starts with my wife and how it started with Taylor too. I start lightly running my hand up her back like I'm teasing her. Then I start rubbing, and it eventually leads to more direct petting / squeezing. Apparently my sleep foreplay is on point. That's crazy. Bro has better foreplay while he's sleeping than some dudes do while they're fully conscious. Sorry, that might have been a bad joke, but I had to do it. Someone replied to that comment. A different commenter replied to that comment saying, that's much nicer than what I do to my partner. I treat him like a horse. I'm not joking. I will cluck whilst trying to move him around the bed, wrap my legs around him, and squeeze him to get him into a trot, ride him at a canter. I once even bit him hard because I read at some silly forum that you should bite a horse back to get it to stop biting. My husband would swap for your type of sleep disturbance in a hoofbeat. My husband would swap for your type of sleep disturbance in a hoofbeat. Oh my god, and their user is Horse Somniac. All right, well, on that note, you know what, guys? Nothing else to say about that story. I'm glad it wrapped up fine. I just want to say I appreciate all the conversation that we had on it. I really do. Even though we disagreed, I love that we can disagree and still like come together at the end. No matter who's right or wrong. Like, you know, for all we know, this story could be completely fucking fake. So I'm just glad that we can have mature conversations around situations and practice having difficult conversations around tough situations. Appreciate y'all. Both on the Twitch and the YouTube. Roxy, thank you for the $10 dono. No message, but just support. I appreciate you, Roxy. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. And that wraps up the Best of Redditor updates video, guys. What time is it? What? 4:49. Okay, I said we get started on the Am I the A-hole video, guys. What do you think? What do you think? I just tuned in. What the hell? Yeah, bro, we kind of got it. You tuned in at a crazy time. Lil Herb, thanks for coming through though. Yes, Drake and I's Gabrielle, Lee, Charlie, Roadkill, and Mario made good points. And you did too, Sync. Absolutely. You guys were like, I appreciate y'all challenging me. Cause who knows too, guys, like I'm willing to admit that I was wrong, even in the argument that I was making. I just really hope that y'all were seeing my side of the argument of like, based off this story and the different scenarios, there's just scenarios where I see certain different perspectives, I guess is the best way to put it. Hey, Skeletal Misfit, I joined so late, I'm just chilling drawing. No worries, no worries. Judas, I'm here, I was asleep. I hope you had a good sleep. Alrighty, guys. That's all she wrote. Let's close out of those. Get rocking and rolling on some Am I the A-holes, huh? Y'all, we gotta do the intro. We gotta do the intro so y'all know the drill. Make sure to, oh fuck, I always do the wrong finger. Guys, make sure to drop in chat, tell YouTube you said hi. This will be in the beginning of the video. Let them know that they should come to the live streams. We've got 12 Am I the A-hole Reddit stories for you guys today. Starting it off, with Am I the A-hole? I told my boss about other employee's child. The employee was fired. By the way, guys, I am sourcing these ones from the r/am I the A-hole _ would I be the A-hole _ public thread. Public subreddit. I think the point of this subreddit is that, well, maybe not. I thought the point of this subreddit was to weed out people who just do throwaway. I think the point of this subreddit is to weed out people who are just making throwaway accounts to make fake stories. Who knows? I could be wrong here, but it's fun to, who knows? I could be wrong there, but it's fun to test out new things. All right. But stick around for 11 more juicy Am I the A-hole Reddit stories, such as, am I the A-hole for not caring that my coworker has cancer? As well as, am I the A-hole for calling my sister a sinful disgrace in front of our entire family and revealing her secret? Alrighty, guys, we got some good stories today. Y'all know what we gotta do. Let's lock in here and read some Reddit. Booming blam. Pew, 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 pew. Let's hop into it, chat. That way we can read as many stories as possible. Am I the A-hole? I told my boss about other employee's child. The employee was fired. I, 25, was hired in a small office. There are 10 of us in the entire company, including our boss. I share a room with 5 of these people. Our boss rarely shows up for work. I've been here since January, and in that time, she's been always sick, working from home, or sending her son. Okay. That said, the job itself wasn't bad, apart from one coworker. We work Monday through Friday. They brought their daughter to the office at least 4 times a week. Their daughter is 6, and honestly, she was annoying. She always runs around the office, sometimes leaves the room, and then starts banging on the door. You can't open it without a card. When we're on the phone, she can come up to us and fight for the phone or scream in our ear. She also took things from my desk a few times and refused to give them back. This is my second job, so I was confused. I asked other coworkers about it, but they said it was normal and not to worry. I asked this particular employee about it. They told me that our boss let them do it, and they basically ignored all my concerns and complaints. In mid-February, my boss came into the office during... In mid-February, my boss came into the office. During a break, I had a quick, "how are you doing?" conversation with her, and during that time, I admitted that the employee's daughter was irritating me a bit. She was confused. She asked me what I meant. At first, I didn't understand what was wrong, so I asked... Excuse me. At first, I didn't understand what was wrong, so I said, "She can be very loud sometimes." My boss continued to look at me confused. This coworker brings her daughter here. And now I was confused too. I said something like, "I was told that's fine?" Question mark. The boss didn't give me any answer, ended the conversation and left. Nothing happened that day or the rest of the month. But in early March, the coworker showed up at the office stating that the boss had just fired them. They cried, telling us that our boss was monitoring their behavior and that she ignored all their hard work just because they brought a child here. Everyone in the office was upset and tried to comfort them while wondering who had told her. Somehow, I managed to pretend it wasn't me and agreed when they assumed it was the boss's son who told her. But when I got home and told my partner and friends and then my parents, most of them sided with the employee and said I should have never mentioned it and that I should have read the room. You know what, guys? I kind of want to go with no a-holes here. I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me on this. I'm going to assume that if the coworker brings their daughter to work, that probably means that they're struggling. Like, what? You know what? Do I even want to say no a-holes here? Like, is it kind of an a-hole move for the boss to fire them over this? Like, here's the thing. Okay, here's what I will defiantly say. OP is not the a-hole. OP had no clue. They told him that they told OP that the other coworkers told OP that this was okay for them to do. So for OP to like rat on them was completely accidental and like not their fault. I cannot fault them for that. I do, as much as like I would hate if my coworker was bringing their child to our work and it was as bothersome as OP's explaining, I really do want to be sympathetic because like I'm just assuming, guys, if this child is coming there, there's no other solution for that child. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like it is a little bit of a, like, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm trying to be very, understanding here because I do think it is annoying to bring your child to work and then also not have control over that child so it's not annoying other people. But I do really want to be sympathetic of it, you know? I do really want to be sympathetic of... Yeah. And I guess, guys, I have to say, I'm just making assumptions here. Maybe this person is just trying to save some money. They have like a attachment issue with their kid and don't want to like leave them. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, chat. I don't know. I think I want to stick to that. Assuming that this person is like struggling, I want to go with not an a-hole. Maybe a little. But then also, why didn't they go around? Like, why do they have to lie about it? You know? Like, okay, I'm trying to think. Like, if this is me, I'm going up to every coworker and being like, hey, I'm in a tough spot financially. I can't pay for daycare. There's no other option but this kid to be here, and I need this job. What can I do? Like, can I, I don't know, guys. This is kind of hard. Can we get the date it was posted? 27 days ago. So 31 days in March. 31 minus 13 is 18. So like around March 18th, this was posted. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand why the boss is mad, but assuming that this worker was doing their job and doing it well, to me, it's more of a, hey, so I heard you're bringing your kid in. That's not acceptable. That should not be happening, and you will be maybe punished for it or something, or we'll take it up in your next annual review. But let's talk about this, because I think getting to the root of why this coworker is bringing the child is very important, And I do think, especially in a corporate world, there needs to be more empathy around, like, hey, maybe this is a single parent just trying to make ends meet and they have to have that kid there. Like, bringing the kid here is way better than leaving the kid alone by themselves at home while they're at work. But I guess that's just me filling in the gaps of context here. I really don't know that for sure. Ooh, that's a good point, Tabby. To be honest, with how things are going, some bosses are looking for any excuses to fire someone. And thank you for the $5 donation. That's a good point. I guess we also don't know what country this is in, guys. Because it could also not be in it could also not be in America. Sarby school. You're right. You're right. That's a good point. Also maybe raises the question of like, is this another country where like maybe school isn't as, but you're right. I think that's very fishy. But what if they work after school? That's a good point. Yeah, they didn't say what time they work. They brought their daughter to the office at least 4 times a week. Well, you know what? Let's take a gander, chat. Let's take a little... Okay, they deleted their thing. I would have loved to see what this commenter is responding. Damn, a lot of them are very hard going against this employee. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Okay, I definitely agree with this. Coworkers should not have lied to you. Yeah. God, I don't know. Okay, the only thing I know is that OP's not the a-hole. I think I really want more information about why this kid was there before I make a verdict on the person that got fired. Oh, that's so hard, chat. Sorry, I think I'm talking from experience. My mom couldn't afford for us to go to after school clubs, so we had to go to work with her most days or even on weekdays when she did overtime. Yeah, like if it's one of those situations, Chad, I'm like I do think this is a need to more information in order to determine how culpable the coworker is. And I guess because of that, kind of need more information on how the boss handled this. Like if the boss heard that like the person was struggling and they needed to bring their kid with them or they'd like lose custody, or I don't know what the situation is, like then like yeah, maybe there's like okay, let's figure out how to like make this work before we just immediately jump to the firing. But also, if I'm the boss and I learn like, okay, this person is just basically doing this for free childcare, they're not controlling their kid, they don't care, they're just trying to save on not having to pay for childcare or extracurricular activities, then like, then I kind of see it low key. Then I kind of see the boss firing the coworker because of it. Yeah. By the way, Shiloh, thank you for gifting a 1 month tier 1 sub to Skeletal Misfit. I appreciate you. Skeletal Misfit, I'm sure you did do it, but make sure to say thank you to Shiloh or fucker in the chat. That always feels wrong to say, bro. I don't know why. It always just feels so aggressive to like call someone like a fucker, you know? Like I feel like I would call someone that when they're like, when I'm like mad at them. But make sure to say thank you, all right? Yeah, wow. Facts. Low-key the coworker is an a-hole for the kid being bad. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that, actually. Oh, that poor kid, bro. You guys, I kind of want to do one more. I'm not gonna lie, I need to hop off here because I want to get ready. I'm gonna go on a run and then I'm gonna go to yoga class. So I kind of want to wrap up here pretty soon. We'll do the thing. Guys, we're already over 113 likes on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't liked up the stream yet, if you guys could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. If you're on the YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. If you're on the Twitch, make sure you're following no matter where you're at. Turn on the post noties, all right? All right, chat? Here we go. Am I the a-hole for not caring that my coworker has cancer? I, 27 female, have a coworker. Let's call her Karen, 69 female. Nice. Who I've worked with for about 5 years. We work in a small office of 5 women, so avoiding drama is nearly impossible. Unfortunately, most of it revolves around Karen. To give you some background, Karen has worked in this office and other branches for most of her career. She claims to have held every position, so theoretically, she should know how to do everything, right? Yet, she constantly struggles with basic tasks and avoids work, especially when our manager is out. Out of respect for her age, I've tried to be supportive. However, every time I offer help, she acts as if I'm bossing her around and makes snide remarks in return. Karen also has a habit of being a bully in a way she considers funny. For example, one of my responsibilities is ordering office supplies. After unpacking most of an order one day, I left a single box of file folders on my desk. Since she was heading to the storage closet, I asked if she could put it away. She took the box, called me a pack rat, and later joked that I was a hoarder. For someone who prides themselves on being neat and organized, her name-calling, masked as humor, felt unnecessary and hurtful. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Karen often paints herself as a victim, though many of her problems are self-inflicted. She constantly complained about her partner Dave, yet refused to leave him. My coworkers and I suspected she stayed with him because he was financially stable and provided her with a rent-free home. We also believe she was unfaithful to him. When Dave was diagnosed with terminal cancer, Karen still complained about him and his family, accusing them of not helping, claims we knew weren't true. She aired her grievances with us, but delivered sob stories to clients. After Dave passed away following a year of treatment, she returned to work just 2 days later, showing no real signs of grief, except, of course, when speaking to clients. Karen's lifestyle reflects her Karen's lifestyle reflects her choices. She drinks soda constantly, eats junk food, and ignores her doctor's orders, like physical therapy for her knees, joking to us that she doesn't bother. So when I found out she was diagnosed with skin cancer, the most treatable form, I couldn't muster much sympathy. Part of me hopes this experience might help her develop some empathy for what Dave endured. Am I the a-hole? I mean, yeah, I guess this is an ethics question of how much sympathy is owed to someone based off of your... I don't know if connection is the right way to put it. Like, based off your relationship with them and the extent of that relationship. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're, honestly, guys, I'm going to say it, as long as you're not like rubbing this in her face of like, haha, you have cancer, like, I think it's fine. You can't expect somebody who you can't expect somebody who doesn't like you to be tragically, to be like so heavily impacted by bad news happening to you, you know? Like, there are people who don't like me. I would never expect them to like feel bad if I had cancer, you know, because like they don't like me for good or bad reasons. Like, I don't know. Like, as long as I would just say, like, you know, do the thing of like, oh, that sucks, I'm sorry, like, whatever. But, you know, I don't know. I don't think OP owes this person anything. And clearly this person is, God, I was going to say a cancer in their life. That's not the right words. Clearly this person is not a good person in OP's life. So I just really don't feel like they're an a-hole at all for just not really caring, you know? Like, don't get me wrong. Don't start dancing around like, haha, they have cancer, let's throw a party. But like, you know? Yeah, this is how I feel too, Dragon Dynamico. Like, I try to have empathy with most people, but I don't know. Like, guys, I actually almost compared this to like if a stranger came up with you and told you that they have cancer. But then I was like, you know what? Even if a stranger does that, like base level, you don't know anybody. I think empathy should be something that's given to someone, even if you don't really know them like that. But I will say empathy can definitely diminish if that person doesn't treat you well. You know? Like, don't get me wrong. If you can give them that empathy, that's awesome. Like, genuinely good for you. Like, you are a much better person than me. But like, do you owe that to them? I'm inclined to say no. Yes, mime. This is a great way to put it. I think as long as it's a private thought, you can feel however you want. Totally. And also, I'd like to say, I think how she feels is a little valid. If this person is truly mean to you and she's not a good person and you've decided like, I just don't like her, and this is probably something karmically that's coming back around to her, like, I think it's okay for you to be like, you know what? I'm not that torn up about this. I'm not going to rub it in her face. I'm not going to do anything, but holy shit. Lil Herb with a 30... I'm going to fuck this up. I think that's pound. Lil Herb with a 30-pound donation. Just wanted to say I love your videos as they get me through the day because my autism make things harder to focus on stuff. Also, good night, everyone, and beans as it is Also, good night, everyone, and beans as it is night over here. Lil Herb signing off until next time. Lil Herb, I know you're off here. I hope you come back to the VOD and watch this. Thank you so much for your 30-pound donation. I appreciate you. That is an insanely generous donation. Somebody help me remember if they don't come back to the VOD and see this part. Lil Herb, I need you to DM me on Discord because that donation makes you eligible for a signed picture from me and Beans. Okay? Someone help me remember. If anybody in here sees Lil Herb in a later stream, try to help me remember. That's $40? I fucking had no clue, y'all. I do not know that shit off the top of my head. That is so generous of them. Yeah, somebody help me remember that, please. I would greatly appreciate y'all. Chat, it is time. Look at that, 3-hour stream? 3-hour stream? I got you guys. I so got you guys, bro. I so got you guys. And hopefully all goes well. I'm planning on streaming tomorrow too. Just for you. Just for you, sexy. Just for you guys, bro. Just for y'all. Planning on streaming tomorrow. If you guys are on the YouTube, make sure you've liked the stream before you leave. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're on Twitch, make sure you're following. No matter where you're at, turn on those post noties. Guys, one more plug. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, highly recommend it, okay? Best place if you're looking to still chat with the people who come to stream all the time. Best place to keep the conversation going even after the streams. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Am I the A-Hole stories. Mwah. Everybody have a good day, okay? It's a threat. Have a good day.